Dread it, run from it, destiny arrives all the same. And now, it's here. Today on All Out Brick, we're going to be taking a look at LEGO set 76191, the Infinity Gauntlet. We're going to build the set, review it, and then give out a score. Let's get started. Hey everyone, I'm Christian from All Out Brick. If you're a first time viewer, welcome to our channel, and if you've seen us before, welcome back. As you can see, rocking some purple today in honor of T-Man because we are building the LEGO Infinity Gauntlet set 76191. This set was released in either June or August of 2021, depending on where in the world you are. If you're like me, here in the US, this set technically doesn't release until August 1st, but thanks to some friends across the pond, I was able to get my hands on this set early. Of course, the Infinity Gauntlet is from the movie Avengers Infinity War, in which the Mad Titan Thanos goes on his galactic conquest to collect all 6 Infinity Stones so he can merely snap his fingers and devoid the universe of 50% of its life. Taking a look at the packaging, we have a fully assembled image of the Infinity Gauntlet on the front of the box. There's a nice gold glow in the background to match the set. We have an Infinity Saga logo with the Infinity Gauntlet set name, and at the bottom here we have that it's marked for ages 18+. The set number is 76191 and contains 590 pieces. The left side of the box gives us a face-on view of the Infinity Gauntlet with all fingers extended up. There's also the name of the Infinity Gauntlet in 8 different languages. That feels like quite a lot compared to normal LEGO sets, but hey, they know that this set is going to be a hit. On the right side of the box, we have the Infinity Saga logo again with the Infinity Gauntlet set name. Nothing special here, just the logo on the black background. On the top of the box, we have the Infinity Saga logo once again, along with a 1:1 scale representation of one of the gold pieces included in this set. And finally, on the back of the box, we have another image of the Infinity Gauntlet. This time, it's in its iconic snap pose. There's also some art images of Thanos, along with the size of the gauntlet. Me personally, I wish they used some scenes from the movie instead of art of Thanos, but we get what we get. Now let's go ahead and unbox this set. So we have 2 thumb tabs on the back here, so we're just going to punch those open. There we go. All right, so let's see what's inside. All right, so that's a bag 3, a bag 2, and a bag 1. Wonder if the instructions have any little Easter eggs. We have an image of the Infinity Gauntlet on the front here. Let's see when we open it up. Oh, nice. We have some information about the design, some more art images of Thanos. Again, why couldn't we get some Infinity War screen grabs? I don't know. And then it looks like we hop right into the build. So nothing crazy in the front instructions, just a little bit of background information about the set design is what it looks like. Now that we've taken a look at both the packaging and the contents of the set, let's go ahead and take care of this build. So exactly 1 hour later, almost to the second, we have a completed Infinity Gauntlet LEGO set. This build was very fun. There was a lot of interesting techniques used throughout, and the result is pretty immaculate. The different geometries that they were able to sculpt using different shaped pieces and different building techniques is unbelievable. I am genuinely shocked at how stable this thing is as well. One of my concerns going in was I saw all the different angles and the different plating going on here, and I was worried that it might be a little unstable, a little shaky, a little fragile. Zero to worry about there, because this thing is rock solid, and it's rock solid all throughout the build. There was never a point where I had to struggle to attach something or had to figure out okay, this is a little wobbly. The entire time it was sturdy, and LEGO lives up to the hype for their 18+ designs. We know we get some really good ones, and this is another one right here. Of course, the big standout of this set are the amount of gold pieces. There's no shortage of them, and if you're someone who wants some gold pieces or you just like sets with gold, this has got to be number 1 on your list because I think it has the most gold parts of any LEGO set ever. That may be wrong, but I would be surprised if any LEGO set had more gold than this thing because it is basically covered in gold, and where it's not covered in gold, it's cleverly covered by dark tan and sometimes a nougat color, but the dark tan works really well to create a contrast. I think if the entire thing was gold, yes, there would be a different appeal to it, but what the dark tan allows for is it allows the gold to pop. It makes it feel a little bit more prestigious, and when you have some of those gaps that are filled in with dark tan, it just makes the different geometry stand out a little better as well. So I think the dark tan, which was a worry of mine going in, ended up working out quite well, and I think the camera might not do it complete justice. It looks a lot better in person than it does on camera, but the dark tan looks good, and the gold even better. This being an 18 plus set, there's not a whole lot to expect in terms of functionality or play features, because generally these lines of sets are meant to be a display piece, and the Infinity Gauntlet certainly is that, but they do include an articulating system that works out perfectly for the Infinity Gauntlet and was, in my mind, essential to include, otherwise this would have been a bust. You can articulate all of the fingers at various locations across the knuckles. You can position them in really a bunch of different poses. You can create the snap. You can be a little bit more upfront about how you feel, or you can go with something else, something more natural, like a rock-on type of thing. And I think that allows you to personalize it yourself. I am going to have this thing set up on my desk, like on display, I think, for the long term. So being able to switch that up every now and then, or choosing something that like reflects like more of how I feel, whether I want it just to be the hand or the snap, a little bit more about the building process. This is an 18 plus set, so it should be a little harder, and it is, rightfully so. Sometimes, like when you're glaring, especially when you're trying to find like gold pieces, you really have to like squint down and be like, okay, like is this the exact piece I'm looking for? And there's a couple steps where you have to think a little bit before attaching them. And me, I like a little bit of a challenge while I'm building. I don't want it to be super straightforward. With an 18 plus set, this display piece, make it a little more challenging. Like, it's okay, like we can figure it out. And Lego didn't like baby you through every single little thing. Certainly it's a Lego set, so it's not like it's hard, but it's a little challenging in some areas, and me as a fan of Lego and someone who's experienced with building, I really like that. If you're less experienced, maybe it'll take you a little bit longer than me to build this, and probably will, but I think you're going to find that at the end of it, you're going to feel proud about what you accomplished. My absolute favorite part of the building process has to be the Infinity Stones. In the intro to this set, on the inside cover of the instructions, the designer talks about how they wanted to replicate the Infinity War vibe of getting the stones last. So you get to play the part of Nidavellir, construct the gauntlet, and then you have the Infinity Stones that drop in, and yes, they are dropped in the same order that Thanos retrieves them in Avengers Infinity War. It's just a small little touch like that that gets me like, oh, like this bumps it up a little bit. Like they included that little detail. It's a minimal thing, I know, but as someone who's a big fan of that movie and the MCU, that was pretty awesome. There's a lot to love about this set, but there are some things that I wish were a little bit better when it comes to the Infinity Gauntlet. Number one, the thumb has just a little bit too many gaps around it for my liking. For the most part, this set is very good at minimizing the gaps across the model and just being able to shape the geometry just like it is in the Avengers Infinity War movie. So it's unfortunate that the thumb has a lot larger gaps than the rest of the model, and you can see like the dark gray pieces on the inside. So maybe if those like pieces that were exposed due to the thumb gaps were either dark tan or gold, it would make it a lot better, a lot more pleasing to look at. But from certain angles, you just get these bigger gaps at the thumb, and it's a little bit of a disappointment because the rest of the model has done so well at minimizing those gaps that it almost feels like, we could have filled that in a little bit better. There are some gold pieces that you can hinge to make these gaps a little bit smaller, but they don't really fill them up much at all. So I guess you just have to put it at an angle that you really can't see the gaps, or you just have to look past it. The only other issue I have with this set is that I just can't decide whether I like this scale or not. The hand is pretty much a 1-to-1 exact scale of my hand. So when it comes to like the Infinity Gauntlet, I feel a little unsatisfied that I want the Infinity Gauntlet to be bigger. It is a great display model, and I'm sure that at this scale, it really maximized like how much detail they were able to include and how much stability they were able to pull off. So I'm sure this was the sweet spot, and I'm sure they considered a lot of different scales during the design process, one of which was probably very big. Of course, the price point for a much bigger gauntlet would have been big as well, but as someone who would be willing to spend a lot more money on a grand scale Infinity Gauntlet, I just don't know if I feel fully satisfied by this scale. Like I said, this is going to be on my desk as like display. Like this is one of my more favorite sets I've built. I just can't help but feel like, okay, now I want a bigger gauntlet. This is great, but Can we go a little bigger? Aside from those 2 minor issues, this set has a ton to love. There's a lot of great detail, no shortage of gold pieces, very good story design, extremely displayable, and for someone who's a very big Marvel MCU fan, I was waiting for this set for a long time. I'm so happy that we finally have one. So I would tell you, this is definitely a great set to pick up. And I think when it comes to the holiday season, this is going to be extremely popular, especially if you're looking for like a gift for like a Marvel fan or something like that. This is a really good one, and it's priced at a really good price as well. $70, 590 pieces. Also understand they have to pay a little bit of a royalty to Marvel and Disney. So for the fact that we're getting 600 pieces just about, and all of these gold pieces at a $70 price point for the Infinity Gauntlet, can't really ask for much better of a price than that. Whether it's a part of your Lego collection, Marvel collection, or just something you want to stick in your room for like some added detail, a little bit of flair, this set really fulfills those needs. For a score, I'm going to give the Infinity Gauntlet an 8.4. There's so much to love, so many great building techniques and all the gold. It's a really prestigious set. What's keeping it from being up in like that 9 range is the fact that it doesn't leave me not wanting a huge Infinity Gauntlet. There's a part of me that's just, as a Marvel MCU fan, I want that grand scale, maybe even a life-size Infinity Gauntlet, and would be willing to shell out a lot more to get that. So the fact that this doesn't satisfy that, do got to bump it down a little bit. But if it weren't for that, this thing would be up in the 9 range. I highly recommend this set. If you're in the US and it comes out August 1st, put it on your list of things to get. And like I said, when it comes holiday season, this is going to be a great gift for Marvel fans or for Lego fans. So 8.4, that's your review. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel to be the first to see all of our future content. Also, be sure to check us out on our website and on our Facebook and Instagram pages. Until next time, stay bricking.